sort of saying there's some of the pieces where there's interactive elements and there aren't interactive elements, and as an audience member, or certainly as a layman audience, it's difficult to tell what's interactive and not. So why bother with making it when the choreography can be so good that you think it's interactive, and you have to sit there studying and trying to figure out why bother?
But just to give an answer where I think you need it, like you saw the last scene of Apparition with particles flying around and the performer jumping like wild, and really heavily. I mean, first of all, I think 90% of the people get it that it's interactive. There's always 10% who don't get it. Second, to do that non-interactive would be more difficult than to do it interactive, because the dancer is totally free. He can really improvise, and he doesn't have to look, is there something now going on, or I'm a little bit too late, or whatever, So it's two things. You're absolutely right. If I can do the same thing, non-interactive, I would do it non-interactive. What I did in Dave and Vivisector, because it would have made no sense, to do this interactive. I could not even have done the same things. But I think if interactivity is making your life easier in terms of that you have possibilities that you would, or also have possibilities you would not have had otherwise, then it makes sense. And if the people even get the tension of it. It's a little bit like, you can compare it very easily to two performers on stage, which I always do, because real performers, everybody always, when I explain to somebody, understand. So, if I have two performers on stage, there's always two status. They do a set choreography, which is completely clear, or they improvise. How do the people know what they are doing? But if the improvisation creates a certain tension, then it makes sense, right? The same goes for the improvisation, which is the interactivity, if you want to know it, say it like this, with the system. If there is an interactivity with the system that creates a certain speciality that could not be created without it, then it at least, as soon as then it makes sense. And you have to have a digital system that you can trust on. It's also, again, like with a second dancer. If I stand, the other dancer is something doing in back of me. I don't know what the other is doing, but I trust it makes sense, right? If I let myself fall down, I trust he will be there, she will be there, and keep me. And the same goes for the digital system. I don't have to watch it. I have just to be knowing. I think it will be quite clever enough to do something that is not stupid. And the other way, the system should think the same about it.